Good evening, heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practising Programming in C. I'm just keeping a little bit of an eye on the dropped frame situation here, because it was dropping frames the first couple of times I tried to stream, after which I rebooted my router, and I think it seems to be alright now, so let's go for it. And if the stream kind of starts to conk out a bit, just let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. Hang on a minute, I might just put the TV on here. What time is it? There should be snooker for another 20 minutes. Can't leave it on. Sorry you can't see any of that. It's just all me just looking over on off camera. Yeah. Just check that we're still streaming. Yeah. No drop frames. The mic is coming through, okay. So let me just get some music on. And then we can start Ballpoint Universe. What are we doing today again? We are doing the testing utility, aren't we? I mean, like, I wonder if the Portal soundtrack will be good for that. The only issue with that is that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play it without getting, like, stamped on by the copyrights stuff. Undertale, we've had that a few times. Wheels over Aurelia. That's only a short one. Tell you what, I'll just pop that down to the bottom. Transmuter. Bridge. Okay, let's try these guys. Wheels of Aurelia and the Bridge. This is all because of reconnecting. That's in the notes again, we're just on the screen. So what do I need here? For coder. Right, okay, so before I start, actually, it's a bit unfortunate I've already started the music, but I wanted to mention this. I made After Dark episode 8 tutorials. In this episode from the hot tub, you can see Mikkel, who is this drunk Dane, also known as Hjortshøj, but I don't think that's at all pronounced correctly. Mikkel, Alan, Mr. Fourth Dimension, and Strange Zach, and me, chatting about tutorials. And if you fancy watching that, you can go to this URL. I'm in my channel, aren't I? Yeah. And I can throw it around to Twitch as well. Will Interbot pick up that I've yeah, it's a picture of the trigger, it's cool. So yeah, right. So that was released just like half an hour ago or something. Yeah, okay, so it's host Mikkel, guests Alan, me, and Zach. Yeah, so if you fancy a bit of fun, there you go. Now this is Interfaus's suggestion for how to handle all the kind of error paths. And I'm not really 100% sure that I'm going to do this on stream today. I think what I'd prefer to do, because there's quite a bit in here that I haven't actually learned at all. Like, for example, like the struct with this in pointer to a function, I think. Yeah, I really don't understand that at all, I don't think. This seems really interesting. Like throwing argc and argv into a struct. So I think I'd rather sort of delve into this off stream and see if I can wrap my head around it. And then maybe kind of implement this kind of thing on stream. Just a bit aware that this is a bit loud, so I think 24 should be reasonable. Just check the volumes. So that's going up to there. That is, yeah, it's not very much louder than the actual music. That's a lot louder, but that music is totally inaudible. Let's go with that. Okay, so yesterday I got to a situation where I can run the BWT. Oh no, it's not BWT, it's MZ, isn't it? I can run MZ on, for example, the BWT corpus. Oh, hang on a minute. This should error. Yeah, it does. Good. So if I try and do, what have I implemented? I've implemented the C case, haven't I? Takes an out file dude, and it's succeeded apparently. Why is that? It's going to be because of this, isn't it? I mean, maybe it's fair enough to just say success. Although, no, you shouldn't say success at all, should it? You know, where is C? Ah, I'll tell you what. Probably the best thing to do is actually, in doing this F print F, maybe that Pierre interval suggested was a bit jank. I mean, ideally, I'd want to be able to set like the error code, but that involves having to include the error header, doesn't it? Error number. That was it. The error number. Yeah, but I don't think I'm that bothered for that, honestly. I think what I'd like to focus on is getting the cases handled. Just going to compress and these. What have we got here? So we've got C, 16 dude, and then RP, yeah. So yeah, all of them apart from the test are going to take. Oh, actually, no, they're not. It's only CB and C that are going to take the out file, I believe. Because if you decompress, oh, mind you, the decompress. What file is that going to give you? Yeah, I mean, probably actually what would be better to do is to store the original file name. Would that be worth doing? I mean, the trouble with doing that is that then I don't know exactly how big the... Oh, actually, hang on a minute. You receive the... So the file name is one of the args, and you can know how long the that is. So I suppose you could allocate the right number of the right amount of stuff. I don't know. I'll just do the CB for now, right? Because it's going to be very similar to the C, except it's going to just like do the BWT as well. So where is it again? Oh, it's here, isn't it? Hourly encode, yeah. So CB. Ah, right. Okay. So just before here, this is so silly because the only difference is that it has to do the BWT encode on the hourly. Oh, actually, it's on the in buffer. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It needs to malloc the BWT part of it. I believe. Where's the RLE being mallocked? That's been mallocked here. So RLE buffer. So do I have a BWT encode ready to go? That's the question. I don't think I do. It's supposed to go to after F-right is unnecessary, by the way. It'll go there anyway since it's the next thing after the if. Ah, right, I see. Yeah, gotcha. So it'll go all the way past all of these guys. And then hit this for some reason. Ah, right. Actually, I need to actually take this up into the BWC bit, don't I? What's after here then? There's a decoding. Interesting. It's if zeroed for now. So I'll tell you what. Let's just let's pull this up into the BWT case. Oh, dude. It's here, isn't it? So if there's no RLE, so it's probably got to be here, I imagine. What have I got going on here? Go to RIP. This PO, this one needs to go to RIP, but this one here doesn't. Likewise, this one. So is that file, dude? Yeah, right. Ah, there's the BWT matrix, yeah. Let's go to insofar as. So BWT major is an RLE buffer. Right. Yeah, and it's just the RLE decode buffer, I believe, which was the other thing I needed to put up here. But I'll just keep that on the back burner just for now. Just setting up all of these guys. And then we have got the BWT matrix set up here to actually pass to it. So right, I believe BWT encode takes the in size. I believe it's actually the same stuff as the as this down here, more or less. Wow. Okay, so that was interesting. You didn't die. So let's see what this tells us. Oh, mind you, this isn't a very... Oh, it is actually. This is a potentially good... Oh, look at that. It saves 1 byte. BWTing it saves 1 single byte. And I think that's because... I think that's because there's 1 run of 3 in the BWT encoded stuff. I think Fabian and Jeff will be proud. So weird though. Like, this is all my stuff. I mean, it's kind of cool that it just looks like a legitimately encoded file, you know, with all this weird stuff in it. You know, similarly, like if I was to do, let me just check how I actually keep the original file. Test list. So keep, so it's K, right? Okay. So if I do this same thing again, 98% compression. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Actually, let's actually list. What's that? So that. What am I actually? Hang on a minute. Don't tell me that I'm beating XZ. I suppose they've got a lot of stuff. Oh. What? What is it? Hang on. The original file is 62. Right. I've actually enlarged the file by compressing it. And then after XZing it, it's 120. But wait a minute. If I catted, or rather, yeah, if I cat... Okay, right. But then if I vimmed it... That's interesting. Maybe Vim actually, maybe Vim uncompresses it on the fly. Maybe that's what's going on there. MZ is a new hotness. Yeah, I mean, you can clearly see that this is all totally, like, encoded. I wonder if that means 7-zip. You know, I've never actually looked at one of these files before. An XZ encoded file. kind of interesting actually to note that, you know, because of the size of the file, it's just totally like not worth exiting it. You know, whereas like, could try doing a longer poem. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing the one that John did on his stream the other day. What was that called? Gonna suggest doing something longer. What was that poem? Well, it wasn't a poem, it was a short story. See if I can just find it. It was in, I think it was something magazine. Here we go. Exhalation. So this is going to be fun, actually, kind of getting this into a file. Be interesting to see if my thing can actually do this without crashing. Oops. Right. See how this looks. Yeah, it looks roughly alright. Just see if I can kind of make this a bit nicely. New lines. Oh, hang on, it's not that, is it? It's oh yeah. It's that, yeah. Okay, that looks reasonable to me. So that is 37 kilobytes. I'm fairly sure that will... I mean, my thing should have enough memory to do that. But we'll have to see. So that gets from 37 down to 14k. So now my thing, if I... Let's BWT it as well. So it's going to be exhalation. Let's say BWT. Oh yeah. Okay, let's try just the RLE. Okay, so that didn't die, which is nice to see. 37k. What was his original thing again? The original thing was 37k. So yeah, I mean the problem is, isn't it? It's that I'm... building the entire matrix. But I mean, I would have thought that like... What is it? 37k, so... So this is... that number of kilobytes, isn't it? So, right. So if I divide this... If I divide that by... So if that's in kilobytes... Divided by 124, that should be megabytes, and then that again. Right. Gosh, is that right? That it needs 1305 gigabytes of RAM. That can't be right, can it? Wait a sec. So this is... that is 37 kilobytes. If I divide a kilobyte by 124, that'll give me the number of megabytes. 1.6 meg. Okay. That should be in megabytes. Yeah. You got 1.3 meg. Yeah. But I definitely have 1.3 megabytes of RAM available. But the error is saying... Oh, 1.6 gig. Okay. So I need 1.6 gig. How have you worked that out? I mean, it makes sense because of like the behaviour that I'm getting. So if it's 1.6, I should have enough RAM to do this. Yeah, wow, it's working. But why is it 1.6 gig? It's going up to 1.3 there. Because I was working out in kilobytes, wasn't I? You know, if I do this again. So it was like 37 kilobytes. What is kilobytes? 1 million. 37 times 37,000. .3 gig. So I've got the original string. So the original string is 37 kilobytes long. I need to square 37, right, to populate the matrix. And then I need to add another 37k, but it's only 37k. In bytes it would be 37,000 squared. £37k times 37. £37k times 37k, yeah. In bytes. So it's really 37,888. Or, you know, whatever the actual length is. $37,476. 37,476. Squares, right, isn't it? And that'll give me the number of bytes. And then in order to figure out how much this takes, so that's going to be kilobytes, right? This is going to be meg. And then it's going to be gig. Oh, right, okay. I get it. Oh, that's exactly what I was saying, 1.3 gig being used. Well, I mean, technically it's like that plus 37476. What? Oh, because I've divided all that stuff. Yeah. Where does this parenthesis go? 37476. Right. Okay. So that's what I need. Kind of interesting that it's still going as well. You know, XZ was definitely not taking that long. I mean, what is it doing in all this time? You know, it's a 37K file. And I know it works because I did it on the I did it on the PWT corpus. So we've got through here. We have successfully mallocked it. And we're BWT encoding it. BWT sorting. BWT. Right. Oh, hang on a minute. Look at this. I've got two instances of BWT encode. That seems a bit busted, doesn't it? Now's when you can put on matrix use offset indices and only one string. I mean, it kind of is, isn't it? Hang on a second. Since I'm incorrectly doing two BW2 encodes, oh, I'm not doing a decode, am I? That'd probably explain why. Well, could that explain why it wasn't so effective? I wonder actually if doing multiple BW2 encodes can like make it better. Quite sure why I'm doing that though. So this is going to populate the. This is populating the. Oh, it's BWT matrix. Oh, this is zeroing it out. Right. Okay. Ready for the next thing. Why do I do that? Oh, is that for the... That's for the decode, isn't it? So that's gonna have wasted a bit of time. I don't need to be doing this. I don't think. I only need to do that for the test case. Or for the decode BWT. Well, actually, no, just for the test case, because if we invoke the program in decompress mode, it won't have like it won't have any stuff in the matrix. So I might as well say clear the matrix. Ready for decode. Right. And then let's see about this two video encodes. What is this doing? This is allocating the RLE buffer, ready for RLEing. So presumably this is allocating the BDT matrix. Presumably I want that encode, but not this one. So that succeeds. And then this guy comes in and gets the RLE buffer ready. There's no outfire. Only if the outfire fails. RIP. So cheesy. Yeah. I suppose while that's going on, I might as well try it on the other thing. So CB on the BWT corpus, and I want to output BWT corpus.bwt, don't I? Success. So that's now 66, and the original thing is 62, and the RLE, no such file. Let's just make one. BWT corpus. Compress, isn't it? BWT corpus.rle. Right. So it's the same amounts again, isn't it? 67 and 66. Tell you what, since I'm doing 2 lots of it, I'm going to kill this actually. And actually do the right thing. And it hasn't crashed, which is fortunate. I'm struck with saying though, now's when you could port your matrix code to use offset indices in only one string. Offset indices. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I can necessarily attempt that. I don't think. Yeah, I think that would be a bit too risky to try. I think I'd rather do the testing bit. Because the testing will allow me to do a little bit of maths, which would be kind of nice. The way Joggy sees some implementations is that they never build the actual matrix. They only look up into one circular string with different starting offsets. Okay, yeah. Look into one circular string. I can see that, yeah. So you got the string, you got all the offsets, so you can sort of like rotate it and sort and then get the final column, I presume. I think that's how it works anyway. Probably don't need the 3 as well for the indices one. Sounds like a good idea. Doing the test, yeah. I suppose that means I should really do the other cases, like the decode cases, and then I can just kind of roll it all together. So in order to extract this, so this needs to take, let's just say that it takes 4 arguments as well. Yeah, I think that's going to be right. But instead of hourly encode, I've got to do hourly decode. What does hourly decode do? It doesn't return anything. But this guy, it does return the size. Why does it return the size? Hourly size. Oh, so you can write the art file. Right. Okay, fine. So make the make this guy return that as well then. I can hear my stomach rumbling, so I do apologise. And it's the decode, isn't it? So it's the hourly deck point, isn't it? I think. See that build? It does build. It's the hourly decode. So we're on the, this is the C case, this is the X case. So wherever I see hourly decode, I just want to say this basically. I want to malloc the hourly. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no, I need the actual code, don't I, from here? So XB X. Where's that? Here it is. So it's not the hourly buffer. It's hourly deck buffer is equal to null. Is this at all correct, I wonder? Hourly deck pointer. Let me just see what hourly deck decode actually does. So okay, so it does to the, it takes the hourly buffer and it takes the hourly deck buffer. Right. And the hourly encode had to take the in buffer and the hourly buffer. Okay. So I just need to replace in buffer with hourly buffer and hourly buffer with hourly deck buffer. In buffers there. So we set that up. Oh, hang on a second. Am I just kind of writing the entire function here? Extracting that. Right, so I'm going to come into this. I'm going to come into the code, come into the program. I've passed it my in file and my out file. And I just want to malloc right, okay, I want to malloc the thing that I read the file into. Where is the where's that happening? Ah, hang on, is that happening in the function? Hourly size of. It's not, is it? The read into the buffer happens elsewhere. This is the read, isn't it? Yeah. Right, okay, so reading the contents of the file into the in buffer, right. So that means that the in buffer is still going to be the thing that I pass. Before I didn't realize how to fit, didn't have reading in code. Out file. Ah, right. So yeah, this is part of the thing. Right. Extract RLE. Okay, so yeah, it's doing the out file here. RLE buffer. RLE deck. So this seems to be. I want to be outputting the RLE deck buffer of the RLE deck size to the out file. The RLE deck size is going to be the value returned by this, and this is with the in size in buffer and RLE deck passed to. Yeah, that seems like the right thing to pass to that. RLE deck size is computed from this, right? Got a feeling I don't need this. Test mode, C bit, right, so I want the C case is the closest one, so it's that. It does that, and then it sets up the RLE buffer. And it knows how big to get that because we've got the in size, but we need to pull the in size. We need to pull the size from the. Ah, right, okay. From here. So it's not. This isn't the right size. It's really size. thing is, we've read the in file. We read the file into the in buffer. That might be useful to include in a header for decoding, if I understand right. Gosh, which bit are you talking about? Judge what the file is read into. Yeah. So it's in buffer. Pull the size out. And it is the in buffer that needs to pass to the decode. Yeah. So that seems all legit to me. What's happening with the RLE pointer? In size. Where's that from? I think that's right. Like the hourly deck size. Yeah, the hourly deck size. That should. Well, hang on a second. Oh, wait a minute. Why is that returning the hourly deck size? Yeah. Of course. Because it's in the file, right? So I do need these lines because I'm getting the size out. There are two sizes: the size of the compressed file and the size of the uncompressed data we stored in the first 2 bytes. Yeah. So this is going to be, this is the thing that's stored in the file. And this is the size that the decoding should blow out to. The size of the compressed file is going to be in size. Right. The in size is the size of the compressed file. Ah, hang on. So do I need to pass the in size to RLE decode? Maybe that's what I've got to do. Pass that. And the in buffer. And it writes into the RLE deck buffer. An RLE deck buffer is big enough to accommodate the size that was pulled out of the encoded file. And then it needs to write the amount that was in that text size to the art file. Okay. Let's see if it builds first of all. It does build. And we've got the RLE ready to go, haven't we? So let's see what happens. Extract. I'm going to extract this to this. Leaked in one oh, it's an allocation. It's RLE deck buffer not being freed. Once you've written it, actually that's right, isn't it? Like, oh mind you, it can fail, can't it? That was one of the things, wasn't it? It was like after F writing it. Yeah, after F writing, it's supposed to not return 1. That was it. It's supposed to fall through to the RLE, to the RIP area. Is there a free of RLE deck buffer? No, there isn't. So, which is the first one? Just want to see if I can get the things going stack wise. All right, that's cool. So let's just see how big that is. That's 62 gig K. Ah, also, and it has actually. Well, has it returned the original thing actually? It was this and that. Yeah, cool. So it's that's awesome. So it has actually worked. Such a procedure though, like going through all of that. Like F right. CB. I mean, I'm sure there must be ways to compress loads of this stuff down. You know, because like, well, actually, it's not the only difference, but like, well, actually, it kind of is, isn't it? Like, the only difference really is that this path does this in addition to this lot. Whereas the other one just does the other lot. Which kind of suggests to me that I could pull this bit out. You know, all of that stuff into a function. Then it's like, do I have enough information in those? I don't think I do actually. Because I don't think I have arg3. So that's where this guy would come into it. Well, I can't actually open it because I haven't got the memory. You know, that struct that contained the argc and the args. I do like how this is still running though. Still running, still taking up 1.32 gig. Still stable though, which is nice to see. How long are we going? Second, we go for an hour. Okay. Let's throw limbo on. And let's see if I can just do at least the BWT code bit. And then maybe tomorrow we can do the test case. Yeah, I mean the problem is like it's just so much code. Like all of this stuff is for the compress with BWT. And then I need to have, so I need to store in the test code, I need to do all of that, and then record how big it is. And then I'd have to do all of this stuff and record how big that is, and then compare them. Too much code, we should have done it in Node.js. Yeah, you know what, insofar as I agree wholeheartedly. We should have done it in Node.js. We should have run npm install bwt.js or whatever. Or bwt 1.3.a.9.js. There's a package for it. It'll break in a few days, but at least it will work for now. Exactly. So X, and so it's XB, isn't it, that I need to implement now. And the only difference between these guys is that the BWT extractor, well, it uses the same matrix, doesn't it? Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, it doesn't need to clear the matrix because it's just extracting. So I think the only difference is, well, what was the difference between the encodes? I wonder if I can actually open this up. So there's the test. This is CB over there. Let's put CB on this side. Or which one's shorter? Right, there's, okay. So here we have these guys. So this needs to allocate the matrix. And do that. So it does the argc, which goes down to there. This does this stuff, and then all of this down to there is the same, I believe. So the only difference is this. So if I just copy down all of the previous stuff and then just copy down this to set up the matrix, I should be good to go, I think. Input BWT input RLE, return BWT RLE standard in. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not copying down, I'm copying up, aren't I? And then it was after this, I copy the BWT matrix. Can I just do that from here? I wonder. It's BWT decode, isn't it? It does build. It's kind of interesting. So let's encode a file with BWT. So it's BWT corpus. We want to encode it. We want to create a BWT file. This .bwt. Right. And then we want to swap these guys around. Well, not swap them, but do BWT dot out. We want to extract a BWT file. So this has failed. Oh, is it just not got enough RAM? Oh, of course it's not going to have enough RAM, is it? Need to decode the hourly first. That's probably true as well, yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to have enough RAM to do the decode. Or am I? Or should I rather? Okay, that's worked. RV isolation. You know what I was just going to ask actually. I was just going to ask you, what was that kill invocation again that you could do on a process in order to tell you how much progress it was done? But that totally wouldn't do anything. Yeah. It's kind of interesting actually that that it failed with all of that stuff just because I was doing it the wrong way around. That ain't gonna work on my program. Indeed. Well, that doesn't look right. Or does it? Something causing problem. Yeah. I mean, this looks suspiciously like my BWT. Why is there a C there, though? Is something got a bit lost, I wonder. Where was the C? Was it? Well, that's my 3. Which is what I want. Could have had GDB to MZ and maybe tell that way. Okay. How do you do that? Debug running process. So it's okay. The thing is though, if you do that, can you make it continue? Okay, it's PID then. PIDN. I mean, I guess, like, what we're doing is attaching, isn't it? Can I detach? Oh, right, okay. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? 2725696. Operation not permitted. Two five six nine six. How am I building it? I'm using the debug symbols, aren't I? Yeah, debug symbols should be on. Ptrace. And also it's CGDB, isn't it, that I really want to be using. Because I'm a bit more familiar with that. Gosh, blimey, really? Gosh. I just love the fact that you've got that totally at the tip of your fingers. Full banana gates. So I just tried to do X speed, didn't I? I came in here. Echo 0. What's T? Who's it standing for? Yeah. Written by RMS. Interface has it set to 0. Okay. Definitely like to live dangerously. Yeah, especially all your wobbly windows. So for now, hang on a minute, I need to see how to do this. Well, so just take a punt that it's the same thing. Could not let Visa incorporate when it was specified. Ah, hang on a minute. So we are running. Why is there no source though? Type BT. So yeah, backtrace isn't massively helpful. Is it possible that it's just stalled? I wonder. Could not load VC score page because no excuse wasn't specified. Is it because I've passed arguments to it? This is file directory. Mind if it's a running program, you don't need to pass arguments to it, do you? Initial frame selected. Interesting. I suppose we just have to hope that it finishes that, won't we? I mean, I suppose potentially I could just like leave it running after the stream's finished, and if it's still going by like tomorrow, maybe then we can just assume that it's busted. Where's his father's machine? Interesting. What you mean with an actual legitimate executable, though? You know, like if I were to, what could I attach to here? That I could, well, I'll tell you what, I could open up QDEC control, couldn't I? Oh, sorry, Goo Carmack. Right, I can open up that. And then I could attach to this, I imagine. Using host lib. Something with DD plus image would be good. So I have attached to this process. Well, hang on a minute. Do I have that? The thing that took input? BT. Oh, that's interesting. It's just it's not rendering. So if I continue, it now renders. How do you brake? It's not just like Control C, is it? Oh, it is. Well, presumably, if I were to move, if I were to try and do something, it just doesn't respond. Yeah. So this is what I should be able to see. Oh, look at that. No, it's not. It's not repainting that. You can see how I hate moving stuff with the mouse. Oh, actually, I've got my XCB, haven't I? That's still, you know, that's on a busy loop. Oh, there we go, and it's returned back to its working behaviour. What was it called? Oh, it's xlib, wasn't it? There we go. So this is going to be racing my processor, I think. Or did I actually slow it down a bit? Oh no, I think I did slow it down. You can see the I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but the redrawing, it's not instantaneous. So if I just throw that over there, one in the background. And what is actually the what's the PID of it? Well, it's not called that. xlib. So CGDB. I think this has got debug symbols. Yeah, it has got the debug symbols. Interesting. So hang on a minute. If I try and do this with CGDB, yeah, it doesn't have the source. Mind you, even if I was to load the load the source, it probably couldn't actually marry it up. I'm not sure how to close this though, now that I've got this open. Getting in and out of CGDB. Wait, on the right frame. There may be source. Ah! Oh, interesting. Oh, dude. That's beautiful. So yeah, this is my code. Yeah, and it is built with debug symbols. So what am I looking at here? What am I looking for, rather? So it's the back trace. History is empty. Single step until exit from function down to sleep. Record switch to line number. Single bit pausing with the view sleep. variables, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to step over pitch. So that's that for some reason. Value at P. I think when I did this actually I didn't really understand what that really meant. Okay, we're looking at this is just like the product of following icebear's xlib tutorial. So let me just see if I can find that. Oh no, I can't, can I? Yeah, I'm not even sure where that can be found. I mean, maybe like, oh, I can't DDG it, can I? Because there's no bots. I'll have to find it later. I'll find it later for you and send you the link. Unless, can I use e-links maybe? Right, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, Interfast got it. So yeah, it's from doing that. But it is called Mibbles as well. Yeah, so here's a tutorial. It actually teaches you how to build, it tells you how to get a window open and then to draw like a grid on it. But I just kind of played with it a bit until I got the I kind of just put all this, I think, was this my thing here? I think this is my own code. Just kind of calculating the crazy shape, basically. Which is this thing. And you can probably see that it's not like anti-aliased or anything, it's just super naively done. And also I think when I do these lines at any angle other than a 45-degree angle, it goes a bit like messed up. I mean, it's got like got the full screen toggling thing going on. As you see how slow the redrawing is there. Got full screen and quit. bound to keys. So yeah. So it's interesting to see that that's how that works. Interesting. I see, yeah. I'm running MZ. That is my thing. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it just does mean that it's straight up fucking crashed. don't know. Xlib is good enough unless you need very fine-grained control of the request you send. Yeah, I mean, all I really understand is that XCB is a lower level one. And I also know that like XCB and Xlib aren't really recommended. Well, like I think it was it was HandmadeCon 2015. I was talking with Neil about this, and he's the guy who made the XCB port of Handmade Hero, and he was like saying, just don't do it. Just use SDL. But I don't know. I mean, like, SDL seems to be kind of quite nice, I believe. Actually, I haven't used it myself yet, so maybe I'll be fine with using that. But I'm still kind of a bit scared of jumping into something that's kind of high level, because I kind of have to learn how that works, which is kind of removed from what's kind of going on. There's not much point going so deep. I suppose it's something I'll have to think about, like for doing Mibloids and for doing all those other guys. Like whether I want to do XCB, Xlib, or SDL, or whatever else there is. I just don't know. I mean, I think I'm kind of feeling like I'd do Xlib. I think could have done the brand braid. Oh right, so that was XCB, was it? Have I got the code here? Don't know that. I think I've actually. Oh yeah, Pale Moon's not even open. Keep forgetting that I haven't got that open. I think I've still got the Wikipedia page of Brian's Brain open. I suppose like the question here actually is, why is the BWT not decoding correctly? Because it's writing out so first of all they create a BWT thing. It writes out the RLE buffer. So the BWT encode takes in the in buffer and BWTs it, and then the RLE encode takes in that in buffer, which is BWT'd, and it RLEs that and returns this. Oh, hang on. RLE buffer. No. Because it's taking the in buffer and it's putting it into the RLE buffer. So that is correct. It is writing the RLE buffer. Passive buffer, not RLE deep. To be able to decode. To the BWT decode. In buffer. Ah, right. Wow. Nicely spotted. That'll do it. Let's just quit this guy. And what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to I'm trying to extract the stuff from the BWT file, and it's bwtcorpus.bwt. Yeah, and then I'm doing it to bwt out. Read of size 1. That's go to 0 bytes to the right of 62 byte loci region. In size. Perfect. Just such an amazing pair programming experience. And that's my thing. Right, perfect. We can all go home. Let's just double check that that and this is the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Right, that's cool. So I'm now doing everything, aren't I? I'm doing the extracting just normal RLE. I'm doing the extracting the BWT'd one. I'm doing the create RLE and the, yeah, oh, this is the create BWT. So yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it here for now, and I am finally going to do the test mode tomorrow. And maybe I'll see if I can compress all of these guys down. Because it's just too silly that, like, there's all of this stuff to do. No, ideally, I just want to be able to say in here, like, you know, BWT encode, pass the stuff to it. And then, like, RLE encode. So first of all, I found out, like, the size that it requires. You know, int size is equal to whatever. It's gonna be the int size, isn't it? It's gonna be the int size, right? BWT encode, RLE encode, and then I just want to do, like, whatever the size of the RLE encode. Just looking at the BWT circular string thingy, yeah, with the memory lot. Okay, yeah. Circular string. Alright, I'll do that then. Before tomorrow, I'll look into that and see if I can understand it. Because it'd just be a case of just updating this guy, won't it? And even this isn't even a circular buffer. bizarrely. Yeah, okay, so I think that's what I'll do. I'll read into that, read about that before tomorrow. And then maybe I'll be able to implement it and implement the test. We're going for an hour and 42. So yes, I'm gonna call it there. So thank you again for watching, and for being here, and for being awesome and heroic, and fantastically helpful and patient. I hope I can see you all again tomorrow. Until then, farewell for now.